All right. This is your creation. My name is Starseed Bey. Today we're going to be looking into different ways on how to protect yourself or how to be aware of when you're perceived being attacked, right? Being attacked, whether it be psychically, emotionally, trauma-based, which would be like shadow beings, and just many different factors. Many different factors. That's one of the reasons why I entitled it "Protecting Yourself from ET, Demons, and Vampires," because the majority aspect of these energy drains that we experience has a lot to do with our spiritual energy or our energy. What we're bringing forth, what we're attached to. That's one of the main things, that I've talked about a lot is those cords or those connections that we send out to each person that we come across daily, especially if you work in an environment that has a lot of people, and you're going to end up getting these cords attached to yourself. And it's a trippy, interesting experience once you begin to recognize why you have those emotional changes. um, hey, how's it going, Jeremiah? Why you have these emotional changes, and a lot of times you don't even know why your emotions have changed. Why your emotions have changed. You can be doing about your business, right, and everything is good, then all of a sudden you feel sad, or you feel angry, or you feel upset for no apparent reason. And what ends up happening, since you're unaware of of the energetic cords that you're attached to with other people, you begin to subconsciously think that there's something wrong with you. And a lot of times, things like trauma in your life can pop up. So you get those thoughts of those emotional traumas within your life, and then they start to settle in, and then you begin to accept those emotional downloads that you didn't want to experience in the first place. And it ends up making you be on an emotional roller coaster. So these are going to give you some ideas on how to better recognize these concepts and just help you guys out, spiritually. And like I've always said, life is more spiritual than physical. Without that aspect of the spirit or the energy that surrounds us, that makes us who we are, that battery that drives this body, we would be soulless, and this body wouldn't function without a battery or without a spirit. So it's very deep stuff, man. Very deep stuff. So yeah, so definitely give me a shout out if you're in the chat room. Or on Facebook too. I can read on Facebook now, so that's awesome. I'm gonna start hopefully expanding it out, because there's such a wide range of platforms that you can put yourself on. So I'm gonna look into those as well. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna look into some of the scriptures on ways of protecting yourself, because one of the most important aspects to realize when you're going through these energetic or spiritual attacks or energy drains is you got to have some foundation to go to. I've told you guys a lot, that Christ is my foundation. That energy, that Christ energy, has guided me through my whole life. And it's always been there guiding me and protecting me. So that's one of the key steps to success in better controlling your atmosphere that surrounds you, as well as protection too. I mean, there's many other elements we'll discuss today too, is the shield protection, getting in touch with your guardians. When we're born into this world, we are protected by one, maybe two, or even three guardians that come into this world with us at all times as well. So it's just to make you spiritually aware and Yeah, so it's awesome, man. I could go on and on. So yeah, let's go ahead and read some of the scriptures and then we'll go from there. Let's see what we got here. And actually, the site here actually is a beautiful starting point as well. So this is entitled Bible Verses About Protection. As humans, we want to see God, Elohim, or the Most High's protection as a magic force field that keeps us from all harm. Yes, God, the Most High, has to stop any evil or destruction, but we must remember that we live in a fallen world where we have free will, and sometimes God works in ways that we do not understand. Sometimes God, the Most High's protection, comes in the form of peace and strength in the middle of despair. Sometimes God, the Most High's protection, comes as an ending because he sees something more on the horizon that we cannot see. As you begin to work with Christ, we are promised a new life covered under the protection of God, the Most High, in which nothing can separate us from He or She's love. Rest knowing that no matter what hardships you face, God, the Almighty, is your provider and protector. These Bible verses about protection will help you focus on knowing there is a bigger plan and the Most High, the Creator, has chosen you for greater things. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, so we got 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God, the Most High, is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. And that's one of the key things in our lives. No matter what kind of hardships that you will take within your life, there's always a go-to place. There's always a go-to place. And we've all been through it. I've been through it multiple times. Where I was just lost. I was alone, fed up with the world. And I just wanted to give up. I just wanted to give up. But Christ was always there. That voice was always there telling me, no, don't give up, man. Don't give up. I've always been here for you. All you gotta do is ask. All you got to do is have faith. Have faith. Have faith in where Christ is leading you, where the Creator is leading you. All of these trials and these tests within your life is for a reason. Just like myself, I went through a lot of tests that were really hard for me. But, as you continue through life, and that's why I say it's so important to have a foundation within your life. Mine's Christ, is a stepping stone of going, oh, hey, that's why I went through that test, because I needed to be aware of how people thought. I hung up with people who did drugs, so I need to see the lower elements, right? I seen people who were abused. I need to see those lower elements of why people had a hard time finding the Creator, had a hard time finding Christ within their life because of all the hardships that they went through. So it's definitely a hard thing, but sometimes we are angels, or we are messengers that are being trained in this world for people. That's why I make videos, is because I want to be that voice that I never had. I want to be that voice that I never had, so then when you guys go through these hardships, you're aware of the situations. You're aware of the circumstances that you're being put forth. It's not that that the Creator doesn't love you, or that the Creator is punishing you. No, you need to look at the situation of how can I impact a person? How can I impact a person? You could be in a room, hanging out with friends, and across, you'll look across the restaurant and you'll see a person. They look sad, they're crying. Maybe their date stood them up. You know, paying attention to the small details. Of going, hey, I've been there. I've been set up. You know, it's finding that empathic ability within us. Hey, we need to care about others. Hey, we need to care about ourselves. We need to find that foundation within our life, that protection within our life. So, no matter what kind of trials and tribulations we go through, it's nothing that we can't handle. And the situation that it created is a way of helping others. It's school. This earth is a school. and it's amazing. It's amazing. But you have to have some kind of foundation to continue. A teacher, a mentor within your life. Again, Christ. Learn how to work with the spirits. So we'll talk more about that here. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord, authority, your Creator, goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Never leave you or forsake you. The energy is always there to guide you and protect you, always. And that's why it's so important to pray, to pray and to meditate daily. Whether it be first thing in the morning, at night, both times, or throughout your day. Becoming in contact and staying close with the Creator and the Christ and the spirits within you is going to help you throughout your day in learning about life more and being more aware of what is happening with your surroundings. The Spirit's always with us, always. Our ancestors are with us, always. So definitely remember that. Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God, or your Creator. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Proverbs 2:11. Discretion will protect you, and understanding, will guard you. Right? Understanding, knowledge, and awareness. That is key. That is ideal as we walk through life. The more you study, you do research, and you look within yourself, right? I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. No one goes to the Father, the Creator, except through me, Christ's words. Beautiful. It goes within yourself. The outside world will deceive you and manipulate you. But when you go within yourself, you begin to have a more personal relationship with your Creator, personal relationship with self, and just be more aware of what is going on, Proverbs 4:6. Do not forsake wisdom. Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you. Wow. That's a beautiful one. I'm sure that has a lot more to do in the full scripture, but that's interesting. It says protection from a female perception. As I've talked about before, the power of the mother, the power of protection. We would not be born without the mother. The mother is the one who holds all the seeds and all of life. All of life, right? And just like on this planet, we are on, the earth takes care of us just like a mother. The earth takes care of us, and us as the children of the earth, we have to take care of the earth. So beautiful stuff, man. It actually leads into some other things, but I'll get off track if I talk about that. So beautiful, man. Psalms 5:11. But let all who take refuge in you be glad. Let them oversing for joy. Spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may rejoice in you. And, that can go in terms of Christ. What is Christ? Translations of Christ is anointing, or the anointed, right? We are anointed within the Spirit. We are anointed within the Spirit. And when we fully grasp that anointing within us, we begin to see see with different eyes and hear with different ears. So we're more in tune with the spiritual realm that surrounds us. That veil, um, we're born into programs. We're born into programs of this reality that distract us from our spiritual nature, from the spiritual realm that we're highly sensitive to as we're children. And we can be sensitive throughout our lives, if we stay in tune. But a lot of times, if you get brainwashed, right? If you get brainwashed within the world, you begin to become spiritually dead. And that's what I've talked about in previous videos, is becoming spiritually dead because you're focusing all your energy, on the ways of the world. So you're plugging yourself into the matrix, and therefore, you're feeding the vampires and the entities that are hiding behind the veil. Everything's energy. Everything's energy. That's how magic is used. And that's how the dark arts are used. White magic, black magic. It's all from spiritual awareness on how that world works. Working with the elementals, huge thing. And I've been talking about this a lot more. Is being aware, that there really is warlocks, there is witches, elementals, there is the stars in the sky, and the more and more you do research on those, you realize that those are not what science has claimed them to be, but they're actually beings that manipulate humanity, control humanity, help humanity. One of the key words, help humanity. All this stuff, it is the war within the heavens, right? The war within the heavens. And there's so much more to it. If you want to read an in-depth view of it, read the Book of Enoch. Read the Testament of Solomon. Testament of Solomon really goes into full detail on the manipulation of the star or the star lords that are above. Their eyes all over us, right? Eyes of the world, eyes all over, and it's talked about in Revelations too. I definitely want to go in depth in that as well as Revelations. There's so many ways you can talk about Revelations. It's uncanny. So many different viewpoints and perceptions, from historical to spiritual. It's uncanny. It really is. We'll read a couple more, then I think we'll go ahead and look into the protection element of your spiritual being. Psalms 12:5. Because the poor are plundered and the needy groan, I will now arise, says the Lord, authority. I will protect them from those who malay them. So, I don't know what that word is, but basically, when you view the poor, right, when it talks about the poor in the Bible, it is meaning that they are spiritually dead. They're spiritually dead, and they're poor spiritually, from that aspect. And as well as the needy, they crave the I want, I need aspect, and therefore missing out on the spirit, or missing out on on how the world works, right? But if you listen to the Lord, or you listen to Christ within you, you'll begin to be spiritually awakened, and then the protection process will take place as well. Protection process just means that you're going to be more in tune spiritually, and that you're going to begin to catch yourself on that. Catch yourself on, oh, I need this, I want this, how come God isn't delivering this into my life? Why is this stuff happening to me? That stuff will begin to fade as you become closer with Christ and the energy. And you begin to be more and more aware that there is elements or vampire beings that try to distract you into many different ways, like with the news or with politics, things like that. It tries to distract you and feed you into that zombie state of, oh hey, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. Even conspiracy theory aspects, is a form of vampire, because it feeds you, it drains you. You constantly go, oh no, the Illuminati's coming to get me, and blah 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 blah. You know, it's a form of vampire. If something possesses you and you're constantly looking into this stuff constantly without creating a solution, keyword solution, then you're being drained. You need to find a solution. Like when I do research on stuff, I'm looking for a solution. I'm looking for a solution of how can I help people uh, be aware of this stuff, but also be aware of how to bring that spiritual essence within their life, that spiritual essence within their life. Because without that spiritual awareness, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance to protect yourself from how this world is run. And like I said, it's all about empathic abilities, telepathic abilities, psychic powers I talked about as well. Um, so many different things. We have energy cords that just attach themselves constantly to people all over the place. We're all interconnected. We're interconnected with the earth. We're connected with all life, animals, insects, everything. Everything. We're connected to everything. The good and the bad. The good and the bad. And it's just, it's finding that balance within yourself. Finding that balance within yourself. With all of these, they say that, that Satan is the prince of air. Satan is the prince of air. That goes back into all of the energetic fields that we go through. Look how TV stations are broadcast digitally through the air. Cell phones, through the air. We're going into, they're really pushing for 5G. It's supposed to be super fast, but it's going to open up that spiritual realm, and it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. But it just makes us more and more uh, have a spiritual attack on our being. It hurts our spiritual field. Um, it's crazy, man. It really is. Really is. I was watching some clips on an old movie called They Live, classic movie from the 80s. But it just reminds me of, once you, or even the Matrix, once you find out about these elements of life, you can never turn back. You can never say, well, I don't want to believe in this stuff and just go back to sleep. You can't, because once you're awake and aware of everything, you never see things the same way again. You never will. And just like, if you're a born again Christian, or if you give your life to Christ, right? You get new eyes and new ears, and you're just open to the spirit realm like right away. And you crave and you desire knowledge and awareness and how Christ works and everything like that. But when you go to church and stuff, you don't get taught on how to protect yourself spiritually. You're just taught, hey, you need to be a good boy and girl, and have good thoughts, stay away from the evildoers, and believe that Jesus is going to come and save you one day. Keep your good thoughts in, and you won't go to hell. And that's all they teach you in church, right? That's all they teach you in church. So it misses the spiritual aspect, the spiritual element of things. Spiritual protection, man. That's what it's all about, and it's frustrating for me because, when you look into spiritual protection, it labels it into the New Age stuff. So if you're a Christian or part of a religious organization, it's hard for you to look into this stuff because You're told magic's bad. Don't meditate. Uh, don't don't listen to the spirits, right? They're all demons and all these things. And it totally misses the point. You can't become spiritually protected because you're fearful of the unknown, fearful of the unknown. When you can discover all of this stuff now, you can discover this stuff now. Hey, how's it going, Jason? What do you have to say? Life is good. But yeah, you don't get taught on how to protect yourself spiritually. Christ teaches you right in the Bible how to protect yourself. But because it's everything is based on a physical, this is how it is perception, everything is overlooked. Everything is overlooked. It's uncanny, it really is. Let's see. Mimi says hi. Let me know if there's any live stream hiccups, and I'll see if I can fix that. Hopefully not. Looks like I'm doing pretty good on Facebook here. So, but yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll start to discuss on ways of protecting yourself. At least my awareness on it, from many different levels. Again, I woke up in 2010, just became more and more spiritually aware of things, right? I did the whole researching on Illuminati and all that stuff, but I ended up becoming more and more focused on, oh hey, how's it going, Lori? I began to become more and more focused on a spiritual element, learning about meditation, deep meditation, the third eye, which was really hard to learn about because in 2010 it was of a newer element, as far as YouTube goes, and it was so demonized. It was really hard to look into that element, right? Look into that element, and it can be very fearful once you begin to go into a deeper state of meditation. See, the mark of the dog says hi. How's it going, man? But it really becomes a fearful element when you really get into deeper meditation, because one of the key things about they end up producing and manifesting shadow beings within yourself, shadow beings or demons within yourself, and that's just it. That's what happens. And that's why so many people get fearful when they go through deep meditation, because they experience these shadow beings and they think they're under attack by real demons, when in actuality it's their inner demons that they have fed. And because, without the power of forgiveness within your life, you continue to feed these shadow elements within yourself. Hey, how's it going, Kirk? You begin to feed those shadow elements within yourself, and they grow and grow and grow and grow within your life. That's why a lot of times people who have had traumas within their life, it can make them go insane because they're not learning on how to let go of what happened to them, how to let go, how to forgive, and it's not accepting the person or persons that hurt you. It's learning to forgive them, for they know not what they do. Because they have allowed their shadow elements or their personas to overtake their lives. So they know not what they do. They're still guilty, don't get me wrong. They're still guilty. And, but you are forgiving them and releasing the energy back to them. Like I said, we're all connected with energy cords. And, when you're hurt by somebody, that energy cord is still there until you learn to forgive. Forgive them. Say, I forgive you for what you did to me. You know, and that's it. You just forgive them and let it go, right? Those scars will remain. Don't get me wrong. I mean, those scars can remain, but as you use the power of forgiveness within your life daily, it's going to help you more and more clear your spiritual body and your spiritual essence, so then you can continue to move forward, right? Continue to move forward in life, because life is a place of learning, a place of growing, and a place of maturity as well. Because we have to go through a process of maturity within our lives to help others who are going through the same elements, through the same aspects. What are the greatest things you can ever do for somebody is reach out to them. Go, hey, I've been there. Hey, I see you're sad today. How can I help you? What can I do for you? Or, just a simple conversation. Say, hey, how are you doing? Just like I went shopping today with my kids. And every person that I saw, I said, hey, how are you doing today? How's your day going today? That's what I do, because people don't expect that. We're not trained to do that. But when you reach out, it gives them a different mindset on things. Speak up as well. Speak up. While you're just chilling in line, waiting to check out, talk to talk to the person that's in front of you. Talk to the person behind you. See how they're doing. See how they're feeling. If you're more in tune empathically, you're gonna feel the energy surrounding you. Maybe that person behind you needs a prayer. Say a silent prayer. Um, you know, um, maybe the whole building feels like there's just anxiety or fear, or something within that building. Send a prayer out to that building, a silent prayer out to that building, and with all those energy cords that surround you, um, you're sending that energy frequency out there. And as you practice these elements, it makes you more in tune spiritually within yourself, and learning how to um, stay in tune with the ancestors, stay in tune with the spirits. And it's so hard to talk about these elements because you have to have a hands-on experience. You have to have a hands-on experience. It's easy to talk about this stuff, but you have to do the work. You have to do the work. All I can do is give you hints, give you tips. Praying. My impression of praying is you are talking with your Creator. You're having a personal talk with the Creator, with Christ, with the ancestors. Meditation is you are walking with Creator. You're walking with Christ. You're walking with the ancestors, with the spirits, because the power of the magi eye, the imagination, it will give you a visual detail of how you need to work on things, what you need to do from an energetic level, from a spiritual level. That's where I learned on how energy and protection worked, was through deep meditation, through these spirits, right? These spirits, they will utilize your imagination to the best of their abilities to manifest some kind of form, so then they can show you and teach you how to protect yourself, how to use energy. I mean, you can get books and all that stuff, and showing you a physical standpoint of how to do meditation, but the best meditation and teachers are within you. They will self-teach you this stuff. I was self-taught a lot of this stuff. I was self-taught, and it took a lot of willpower and dedication for this, for me to really spend time with meditation. I spent, man, 2.5 years every time getting off work, telling the wife, hey, I need to go do some meditation, eat some dinner, put the kids to bed, back to deep meditation every single day, because I wanted to know on how the spiritual realm worked. I knew that there was something going on that was beyond this veil. It wasn't just the Illuminati and, you know, Freemasons and all that stuff that is taking over the world. It's something much darker, something much deeper. And I wanted to find out what was going on. Hey, how's it going, Jay? I wanted to find out what was going on. And when you get into meditation, your spirits and your ancestors, your guides will show you this stuff, will show you how the world works, will show you how everything is energy, everything is synergy. It's uncanny, and we aren't taught this stuff. That is what is so frustrating, is that we are not taught this stuff. And this stuff is so new to people, so new to people. I mean, you can become a monk, right? You can become a monk, learn about these kind of elements, right? Get into the deepest state of spirituality, right? But you have to become a monk. You know, I don't want to be a monk. You know, I definitely agree with a lot of what they do, but I don't want to be a monk. You know, there's other things I like to experience too. They got other classes as well. You know, you can go to deep meditation classes, deep breathing classes, Kundalini classes, Reiki classes. You know, there's all these classes, and again, look how much time that we're having to spend with all this as well. You know, also if you want to stay in shape, you got to go work out. You got a 4+ hour job you got to work. You got to take care of family and bills and all this stuff. Look at all that time that's wasted. You know, this stuff should have been taught to us in school. In school, as soon as we're brought onto this planet, we're supposed to learn on these spiritual elements. You know, learning about past lives, learning where we came from, learning about the soul matrix, learning how we're connected, on how we're brought into this world connected to other souls here, right? I can be one soul of 1,000 that I'm connected to, right? This whole soul matrix came in with 1,000 souls. We're all connected, expressing, exploring, all of these other elements, you know, and I've talked about this before, but we're not taught about any of this stuff. We're not taught on how to protect ourselves. And it's through meditation. Praying and meditation is the most important thing that you will ever discover in your life, is meditation, because that's going to help you conquer your demons. It's going to help you better understand why you saw shadow beings physically in your room. That's going to better explain on why you've heard ghosts or you've seen apparitions in front of you before. You know, it's going to make you more in tune with how this world works. You know, this whole physical reality is the false light. It is the false light. You know, it's, you know, this reality is a consumer reality. It's a consumer reality. It's not supposed to be, but it is. You know, that's just what this is. It's a consumer reality. You know, it's an ultimate test of, you know, where are you going to spend your energy? How are you going to spend it? Spend your energy, right? You're giving away your spiritual energy to these consumers, right? These cons, right? These consumer. They're consuming you. They're consuming you. Man, it gets deep, man. But at the end of the day, it's meditation. Learning how to create a force field, a field around you, a field around you. And this is where you just have to get into meditation and begin to learn on how energy works. Use your imagination. You know, you can say mantras. The power of words, right? The power of words is magic too. You know, your words are magic, and you know, that's a whole different element you can talk about as well. But just stay focused. You know, protect yourself. Protect yourself. I was shown a golden shield. You know, protect yourself with a golden shield, and you can feel the spirits. You can feel the energy of protection when you go through deeper meditation, just like me right now. Just closing my eyes, I instantly get my energy going, and it just feels like a tingling sensation, and you just want to expand it out. You just want to push the energy, or push the shield outwards, right? Outwards. And you can kind of picture yourself, um, as do arms of reach, and just feel your field, right? Feel your field. You really want your, here on Facebook here, you really want your field to go at arm's length. And that's what we have, but we want to make sure we maintain that kind of shield that surrounds us, and if you just constantly just kind of do energy practices on just feeling out the energy and sending out that intent, right? Praying, just saying a prayer, I pray that no beings can reach through this barrier. I send energy healing out to any being that may be trying to cord through my field. I am protected energetically. I am guided energetically. I have a golden shield around me energetically. I am protected energetically. And just constantly use and utilize the element. You're sending, I think that word is affirmations, I think that word is, or just, you're sending that will and intent out. That will and intent out. That's where energy comes from, is from your hands, right? It's from our hands. It's from here too, your imagination. Right through there. But just constantly, just do this, every night or every day. Just start realizing that you have a field. Send that awareness. Send that awareness. Feel it out. Feel it out. Realize that you have a bubble that's around you, that you're guided, you're protected constantly. And as you do this daily, praying and meditating daily and nightly, you'll begin to be more in tune. You get to be more in tune. And then this also brings you to elements of thought patterns, learning on how to control your thought patterns better, and things of that nature. So then you can learn to self-heal yourself as well. That's one of the key things, is self-healing, self-confidence, trusting within yourself, right? Trusting within yourself. I think that's the most common answers that I always hear a lot, is that I don't trust myself. I don't believe in myself. I give everything to Christ because I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. What kind of answer is that? But that's the mentality that people have. Is that they limit themselves. They limit themselves, and it's a choice to limit yourself. It's a choice to limit yourself. I've never limited myself. Never have. In terms of awareness, questioning people, I never limited myself in that aspect. But my limitations is not having that full confidence, right? That full confidence. It took a lot of practice, but as I was able to make videos, oh no, I might be losing connection here. Let's see. All right. Hey, if you guys are watching me on YouTube, let me know if you guys can still hear me live. If not, I might have to just end it for the day. Yeah, it looks like I have connection still. Alright, well, like I said, guys who are on YouTube, let me know if you can still hear me. Yep, looks like I lost the connection. That's okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and probably go ahead and end this because I think my internet's having issues again. So, love yourself. Keep shining bright. Realize that there is so much potential within you. I really want to start talking about this a lot more. and bring in a more realistic approach to this stuff, a realistic approach. I'm going to get these classes going as soon as possible. As soon as possible. I'm going to look at prices on Zoom later today and get going on that element. Let's see here. So yeah, so it looks like I lost connection on Facebook. So yeah, so I'm going to get that going and start getting these classes going, so I can help you guys, for those who want to be more in tune spiritually, because you know that stuff is out there, but it needs to be brought together, meditation together, prayer together, Christ together, ancestors together, you know, learning about all these elements and bringing it all together into one class, learning how your guardian angels work with you, things of that nature. I'm going to bring that to you guys, you know, create a foundation for your life so then you can continue on and help others too. The more we teach each other, the better it benefits not only you, but it benefits everybody else that surrounds us daily. You know, the power of healing, the power of prayer, it goes a long ways. It really does. It really does. Because people need prayer. You know, people need healing. People want knowledge. They want wisdom. They want the love of Christ. They want the love of their Creator within their life, but they don't know. They don't know how to even obtain it because they've never been taught. They don't know where to go. So it's up to you. It's up to me. On giving them that key of where to begin. Once they begin that path, and they begin to see the light of it, then their true life begins. You know, they begin to see patterns within their life. They'll begin to grow spiritually, and they'll be able to have a conversation with their Creator, have a conversation with Christ, and you know, build that relationship. Build that relationship with Christ. You know, it's not that Christ is outside you, but Christ is within you. That energy is within you. You know, guiding you, motivating you. It's again self-healing. So yeah, I'm starting to ramble now. So yeah, power of healing, power of forgiveness, praying, meditate is definitely key. Meditation is huge. Huge, but prayer is definitely a start. Praying is definitely a start. Forgiveness is definitely a start. So yeah, so love yourself, keep shining bright. Again, you can. I got 2 sites on Facebook. My private site, my public site. I do offer a basic healing and spiritual awareness class, which is going to end up being classes that I'm going to end up actually teaching as soon as I get it going here. And then of course I got my YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe, click the bell icon, and share my stuff out. You know, if you guys like what you hear, definitely share this stuff out, and go from there. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you guys help me out, and we learn from each other. You know, we learn from each other in so many ways. So yeah, so thank you guys for